Venerable monks, upasakas, upasikas. So we have just now completed our meditation as well as puja. That's two both have been done. So that's like a preparation for us to listen to Dhamma, some deeper Dhamma. Those at the back come here. At the front there are some empty seats. Please do come. Those at the back. Yeah. Yeah. So now is the time to listen to a few words of Dhamma, the words of the Buddha, the truth, the reality, the way of life, the path for all of us. So it is called Dhamma, the teaching of Buddha. And Buddha has discovered or rediscovered the Dhamma. Buddha says, I rediscover the Dhamma. The Dhamma is there always, but it's just that we are unaware of it. We are not aware of it. Just like the law of physics is there, always it is there, but it's just that we were not aware of it. And because of that, we were not able to do much with the physical world. But as you know the law of physics, then you can do a lot of things. How the air works, how the temperature works, how the different earthly material works. So we have, including water, the four elements. And today, the scientific discovery that we see is due to the knowledge of the four elements of the earth. The physical world, when we talk about the physical world, it has these four elements. And we have invested a lot in understanding the four elements, and we have all this technology, scientific discovery, and we got a lot from it. We got a lot of benefits. In the same way, the law of our mind, the mental world, the mind world, or what we call the spiritual world, is also something that we need to discover, that we need to figure out. And that's what exactly the Buddha did. What the Buddha did is the discovery of the spiritual world, the world of the mind. So today, I would like to share a sutra which is connected with Shila. Many of you may be aware of Shila, some of you may not be aware. So Shila is ethical conduct, moral conduct. You can call it ethical conduct, which means our actions, right? Our actions, our behavior, our conduct, our way of life, the way we conduct. So Buddha made us easy for us to understand this conduct. So therefore he spoke of Pancha Shila, the 5 precepts, the 5 conduct, good conduct. That is, first one is not to harm, not to kill anyone physically, Second one, not to take somebody's thing, not to cheat, not to deceive, not to take somebody's property, somebody's cloth, somebody's money, somebody's land, something which belongs to others. We don't take unless it is given. Adinna dana. To take what is not given. Adinna means not given. Adana means take. To take what is not given. So that is stealing. So that's the second one. Third one is kamesu michachara, which means sexual misconduct, right? Any kind of sexual abuse, sexual misconduct, hidden kind of sexual activity outside of marriage, because that's called sexual misconduct. And the fourth one is telling lie, musawada, telling what is not true. What has not happened, you said it has happened. What you have not seen, you say you have seen. What you have not heard, you said you have heard. Right? So you are distorting the truth. That's something that you know it has not happened, but you say it has happened. And when you are asked as a witness, as an evidence, you are misrepresenting the truth. That is musawada. And sura mereya majjapama dattana, that is consuming alcohol, liquor, wine, or any kinds of substances that pamadattana, that beclouds the mind, that makes your mind confused, that make your mind jittery. It makes your mind unaware. You see, because when you are high with alcohol and any kind of substances, you can't think properly. You lose control over yourself. You see, so these are the 5 precepts that Buddha mentioned, the 5 principles you can call it, or you can call it the 5 ethical conduct, some kind of conduct. So it's better to, remind ourselves daily in the morning that I will live by this conduct. So this is very basic, you see, very, very basic. And for the speech, we can also understand in other ways also, apart from just telling lie. For example, using harsh speech. Maybe you are not telling true, maybe you are not telling lie, but you are telling something harshly, not gently, but you are saying harshly. Harsh speech, abusive speech, unpleasant speech, you see. And then thirdly, pisuna vacha, that is backbiting or divisive speech. You speak in a way that divides people, that breaks people's friendship, people's harmony, you see. So we also need to be very careful about our speech, you see. Sometimes we just speak unmindfully, we just speak for the sake of fun, for the sake of enjoyment, or we just speak very, very casually, very randomly, very casually, you see, unmindfully, you see. But that will maybe divide people. You see, you don't know, but it can divide people. It can break people's friendship. And then fourthly, sampaphalapa, that is gossiping, speaking some meaningless talk, some just a talk which has not much meaning, much substances, much outcome, much benefit. And you're just talking, you don't know what you're talking, but you're just talking. You're talking on and on, on and on, on and on. So this unending talk is called sampaphalapa. So, in other words, you can say our verbal action and our physical action, right? So harming you do physically, taking something you do physically, sexual misconduct you do physically, but then speech, telling lie through your speech, your sound, your speech. So these are the two, But at the same time, Buddha also spoke in some other places called Indriya Sangvara Shila. You see, Indriya Sangvara Shila. That is the conduct of restraining your senses. See, you have 5 senses: eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. You see, that is seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. So these are the 5 senses that we have. They are called indriyas, faculties. They are very powerful. You see, so you have to have sangvara, restraint, some amount of restraint, some amount of control over your senses. You shouldn't just leave your senses uncontrolled. If you don't control, it just goes wherever it likes. You see. And that is something very important, you see. To, for example, sing, what you are seeing. Our mobile, it gives us seeing and hearing, you see. So we have to have some control. That is one example. So also any other sensory thing, including food. Yeah, food, Buddha said, bhojana mattanyuta, moderation in food, right? So we have to have some kind of control, some kind of discipline, moderation over food, right? Avoiding junk food, avoiding food just for the sake of entertainment, some for the sake of your pleasure, So that's something important. I mean, we can very much relate in our today's time, the food and the content, online consumption, all the contents that you consume, whether sound or sites or, videos. So, we need to have, and also jagarata, that is to be awake, so which means not to just lie around, we just want to lie down, right? We just want to lie down. Inactiveness, we are not active, we're just being lethargic, so that's something one has to be careful. And Buddha also spoke of Patimokkha Sangvara Shila. So Patimokkha is especially for monks, but for the upasakas, lay people, is to be aware of civic sense, civic conduct. How you conduct on the street or in the metro, or how you drive. No need, don't take rush drive, or don't overtake, be mindful, don't throw this kind of trash on the street. These are patimokkha. So when we speak about monks, patimokkha, it is this only. It's not like a very huge abstract thing. These are some of these are also part of the shila, you see. To not throw the trash on the on the road. But you may think, everybody throws, if I don't throw, if I don't throw, what is the big deal? You see, you may think like that, but no. If you don't throw, keep it in your pocket or in your hand till you find some trash, then somebody will see, somebody will notice, this fellow, he is or she is not throwing, keeping in the pocket and not throwing around. So that people will see, some other people will see. And then the person will emulate your habit. And then like a like a infection, it will spread. A good infection, right? It spreads. So that's very important, right? You may think, oh, what is this not throwing trash on the road has to do with spirituality? You may think, right? I will throw it on the ground, on the road, but then I will go and meditate for maybe 1 hour. but that doesn't work like that, right? So that's one example I'm giving. Apart from that, any kind of civic sort of conduct in the society, including in your family, right? When you're in a family, you maybe wash your own plate after you are done with the food, and things like that. And do not sort of disturb other family members, you see. Do your stuff, do your bed. No need to put everything on your mother, you see. So things like that, whether in the family or on the street, in the office, in the mall, or when you're traveling, inside the vehicle or bus or metro or flight or whatever, you see. So like that, your patimokkha, that means your own conduct, you see. Indriya Sangvara Sila, Patimokkha Sangvara Sila, and Pachaya Sannisita Sila, which means your own, say your things, right? Your properties. For example, your clothes, your food, your home, your medicine. These are the 4 things. So you take care of them. You don't misuse them. So you are somewhat careful about your own property, right? Your own things, and you don't overindulge or over sort of misuse or waste them. Just because you have doesn't mean you waste them. Because you may say that I have given the money, but actually there's nothing I. Why? Because you are getting money, all this property, all this belonging, because of the larger society, right? Everybody is working for it. Today we are sitting in this hall. It's built by many people, donated, some labor, they work, engineers and contractors and donors. So even if you go on the road, so there's nothing like mine actually. Calling it mine is a very conventional thing or norm, right? In actuality, it's not yours. It's just for the sake of convenient. For the sake of convenient, it is yours. It belongs to you. But there is lot of hard work of everyone, you see. So somehow you don't waste, basically, right? You use it wisely, you don't waste it, and you are somewhat careful about it. So Pachaya Sannisita Sila, Indriya Sangvara Sila, Patimokkha Sangvara Sila, and then one more. Do you remember anyone? Indriya Sangvara Sila, Patimokkha Sangvara Sila, Pachaya Sannisita Sila, and no, I think 3. Actually, there are 4. But I'm forgetting one. So these are another way of understanding Shila, right? It is called Shila. Actually, Shila is the foundation. Just like in the building, there is foundation. If the foundation is weak, then everything is weak, right? Some earthquake happens or something happens, some overweight or something happens and it just breaks down, right? So Shila is actually foundation. So these are the many ways of understanding Shila, and including your duties, right? Your duties, like if you're a student, your duty is to study well. If you're a parent, your duty is to take care of, say, family, earning. If you're a mother, take care of the children and also household thing. I mean, that is the traditional thing, but in today's time it has changed. But still, whatever duties that Ajiva Parishuddhishila, yes. Ajiva Parishuddhishila means your profession, right? So you shouldn't be involved in a profession which is wrong. And wrong means that it is harmful to people, harmful to society, like liquor, selling liquor, or butchering, or dealing with arms, ammunitions, and prostitution, and poison, and meat selling. So there are actually 6, I guess. So these are some of the profession. So you have to avoid such profession, because that profession somehow pollutes your shila, your ethical life, which means your foundation of spirituality, right? Your spiritual foundation is somehow deranged, somehow derailed because of engaging in professions that are harmful, that are wrong, that are unbeneficial, and that are basically harmful to the society, to the people. So these are the 4 ways we can again understand the shila. So I was speaking about the duties, right? So we all have duties, right? So we have to follow the duties. We have to do our best as a duty, because if you don't do that, we are actually not responsible, and we are somehow not taking care of our own duty, you see. So everybody has their own duty, I mentioned, right? As a husband, you have a duty. As a wife, you have a duty. As a father, you have a duty. As a mother, you have a duty. As a teacher, you have a duty. And as an employee, you have a duty. As an employer, you have a duty. As a teacher, you have a duty. As a spiritual teacher, I'm doing my duty. I'm teaching you. That's my duty. So the society gives us the clothes, the food, the temple. So our duty is to do blessing for the people and to teach people and to maintain our shila, our conduct. So that's my duty. So like that, the duties, so we can understand the shila in terms of duties as well, you see. And now one of the things to take care of for our shila is our company, people, right? People whom you kind of follow, kind of spend time with, So I think that's something very important for shila. So this much about shila, because now I come to the sutta, why I speak this, why I kind of spoke. And this sutta is very interesting, because Buddha says that if you follow shila, then what happens? Then what happens? Then what happens? Then what happens? You see. And he says that if you just follow shila, then you will not have regret. You see. You will not have regret. Buddha says, you don't need to say, I should not have regret. You will be free from regret. These days people, they regret, I have not done that, I have not done that, some kind of thing. But that's not really a big regret. The ultimate regret comes when we do not have shila. But if you have shila, no regret. you see. And now you may think that, oh, Buddha is telling us to follow Shila, so we have to follow Shila. But that's not the case, it's not just because Buddha is saying, but Buddha has found, Buddha has realized, experienced that following Shila free us from regret. This is like whether you are a believer in a Shila or not, whether you believe or accept the fact that killing is bad or not. Whether you believe it or not, killing will give you regret. No, irrespective of whether you believe it or not. It's beyond belief. It's not just about belief, right? So also, if you take somebody's thing, you will have regret, whether you believe it or not. So also, whether you engage in some wrong sexual activity, you will have regret. So also telling lies, so also, alcohol and substances like that. You will have regret, which means you will somehow have this kind of a strange feeling of, uncomfortable, some kind of disliking, some kind of confused. You will have this confusion, you will have this discomfort, disliking, and somehow you will not like it, right? So it's not just because Buddha is saying it. It is how it is. It is the natural consequences of not following Shila. Regret just comes, right? So then, let me see how Buddha takes it, this sutra, and it is actually interesting. So it's Anguttara Nikaya 10.2 Sutra, Making a Wish, Chetana Karaniya Sutta. So Buddha says, because an ethical person who has fulfilled ethical conduct need not make a wish, may I have no regret. It is only natural that an ethical person has no regret. Right? So when you have ethics, which I mentioned, the 4 kinds of ethics, and then 5 kinds of Shila, and extension of the speech, the 4 kinds of speech I mentioned. So, and also the duties that I mentioned. So these are the different way of understanding Shila, including our senses and livelihood and properties. So all these different ways I mentioned about Shila. So when you maintain that, then you will not have regret. You will have a peaceful sleep when you hit your pillow, right? You will just get a good sleep, right? So then Buddha says, when you have no regret, you need not make a wish, may I feel joy. It's only natural that joy springs up when you have no regret. So now why you should not have regret? Because if you have no regret, joy comes up, right? It just comes up. So you don't need to say, oh, may I be joyful, and I have to be joyful, I have to be joyful. If you don't have a good Shila, joy is not going to come. So you have to purchase it. How? To engage in some pleasurable activity. Scroll some reels, watch some movies or whatever. So you actually outsource it, purchase it, which has side effect, just like the medicine, which are allopathic medicine, as you know, has some side effect. It's not natural, right? So in the same way, when you don't focus, just like take the example of health itself, right? When you don't have a good lifestyle, when you eat unhealthy, no sleep proper, and things like that, then what happens? You lose your health. And then what you do? You take medicines. And what that medicine does, it has lot of side effect, as you know. In the same way, when you have Shila, you have no regret, and when you don't have regret, you have joy, right? So it just comes up, right? So the effort that you have to make is in the Shila. But as I said, as I explained today, Shila has a lot of diversification, right? It's not just about the 5 Shila. There are other way to look at the Shila, you see. When you feel joy, you need not make a wish, may I experience rapture. It is only natural that rapture arises when you are joyful. So when you are joyful, you feel you get rapture. And what is rapture? Rapture is deep sense of serenity. You know, it's kind of a joy, but a more refined form of a joy, right? Just like you can say, there is butter, and then there is, say, ghee. You know, ghee is more refined. So also, it's then when your mind is full of rapture, you need not make a wish, may my body become tranquil. It's only natural that your body becomes tranquil. When your mind is full of rapture. So your body becomes tranquil. So you know, there is no stiffness in your body, right? Your body is more relaxed, more tranquil. And these days what we do massage, you know, go to massage and tranquilize your body, but that's not going to work. That's not very, very much, they are not, maybe, I mean, they maybe to some extent helpful, but that from the depth of your body, from the inner body, there is no relaxation, you know. So when you're tranquil, when you're rapturous, you become tranquil. When your body is tranquil, you need not make a wish, may I feel bliss. It's only natural to feel bliss when your body is tranquil. So you feel blissful. And these are now much about, say, after the joy, this tranquil and all, it's more of a meditative experience. So you can also say that you are growing in meditation when your Shila is taken care, right? So you feel bliss. Bliss is a very higher form of happiness when you feel in meditation. But at least even if you don't meditate, you are joyful. At least you're joyful, right? But if you need more, you can sit in meditation and you feel this rapture and tranquil, and also the bliss. When you feel bliss, you need not make a wish, may my mind be immersed in samadhi. It's only natural for the mind to be immersed in samadhi when you feel bliss. So when you are blissful, you get samadhi, which means your mind just settles down. There is no distraction in your mind. Your mind is totally settled, stable, concentrated, and as we say in Hindi, thairav. You know, there is a thairav in the mind. The mind just stops, and in your hand. When your mind is immersed in samadhi, you need not make a wish, may I truly know and see. It's only natural to truly know and see when your mind is immersed in samadhi. So once your mind is samadhi, once your mind is settled, concentrated, you see and see, you know and see, right? So then you actually know your mind. You know your mind as it is, and you see your mind. You see your deeper self, what's there inside you. Everything becomes clear to you, whatever it is, right? Whatever kind of your mind is, whether it is, whether there is good thing, bad thing, deep in the latent state of the mind, what we call the anusaya, you see your deeper self. So we have to know this deeper self, because those are something sitting dormant and we have to address them, right? We can address them only when we have a stable samadhi, which is like some kind of microscopic viewing, to view. When you truly know and see, you need not make a wish, may I become disillusioned, dispassionate. It's only natural to become disillusioned and dispassionate when you truly know and see. So when you actually see your own deeper self, you see your own mind and your body, how they are made up of, how they function, then you don't have a sort of attachment to yourself. There is no attachment to yourself, to others, because you see that they are all made up of so many things. Yeah, imagine now your body, right? Separate everything, 216 bones, so many hairs, so many, other part. And your mind, you say your mind as you separate your feeling, your thoughts, your emotions, and you separate everything. Then what you see? Nothing. Where is me? Where is you? It is just because all of them are composed, so you see them as me, you, they, good, not good, pleasant, unpleasant, all of that. So when you see all of this in a microscopic way, then your attachment just drops down. So you don't have attachment, right? So when you don't have attachment, then you don't suffer. You don't dislike something. You don't dislike something. Excessively, you don't like something. You love everybody, but you don't too much excessively attach or hate. When you are disillusioned, dispassionate, you need not make a wish, may I realize the knowledge and vision of freedom. It's only natural to realize the knowledge and vision of freedom when you are disillusioned and dispassionate. So when you don't have attachment, then what happens? You have the knowledge and vision of the freedom. So this is the final one, which is freedom. So your mind, as I just now said, free from this attachment. So your mind is free. You can, you know what is freedom, and you see the freedom, you experience the freedom. Your heart is released. Your heart is free. And you are totally free from all the attachment, all the sufferings. And because there is no attachment, there is no suffering, right? So you experience the freedom, the ultimate freedom inside you, because as Buddha said, the freedom is hijacked by our own mind, our own inner mind, our own attachment, our own ignorance, right? So nobody has taken your freedom out. It is your own self that has taken your freedom away, right? So you have this freedom within you. So like this, we go, and then Buddha said, and so because the knowledge and vision of freedom is the purpose and benefit of disillusionment and dispassion, disillusionment and dispassion is the purpose and benefit of truly knowing and seeing. Truly knowing and seeing is the purpose and benefit of emergent samadhi. Samadhi is the purpose and benefit of bliss. Bliss is the purpose and benefit of tranquility. Tranquility is the purpose and benefit of rapture. Rapture is the purpose and benefit of joy. Joy is the purpose and benefit of not having regret. Not having regret is the purpose and benefit of skillful ethics, which is Shila. And so because good qualities flow on and fill up from one to the other, for going from near shore to the other, to the far shore. So you can see how the Shila takes us on and on from one place to the other. So it's a ground, right? So it's a very, what we see today is Shila as a ground, as a base for our spirituality, right? So we cannot ignore the Shila and expect meditation to happen, and expect freedom to happen, expect joy to come, or tranquility, bliss, or true knowing, true understanding. They're going to come when we have a good Shila, right? Otherwise, no matter how much we read, we will not get true knowledge, true wisdom, and true bliss, true happiness, true freedom. We are not going to get, So Shila is a very, very important aspect of spirituality, of happiness, of freedom. And today, how we see that, how they just flow, how they just kind of happen from the Shila, you see. So the importance of Shila, as Buddha said, Shilena sugating yanti, Shilena boga sampata, tasma Shilang vishodai. By following Shila, you go to the heavenly world. Shilena sugati, Shilena bhoga sampata. By Shila, you get all the happiness of life, all the pleasures in life. And tasma Shilang, Shilena nibbuting yanti. By Shila, you get the freedom also. Tasma Shilang vishodaya. That is why you have to follow Shila. So Shila is actually freedom. You see, now what we see today is Shila is taking us to freedom, because sometimes we think that by following the Shila we are somehow binding ourselves in some kind of cage, right? We think it's a cage. We think it's like a prison, right? By following Shila we are somehow caught, and we are not enjoying, or we are not sort of freedom. We are not free, And Shila, by the way, is not like a moral conduct. It's an ethical conduct. Moral conduct is, when we talk about moral, it's more of somebody imposing you, right? Because you hear about this moral policing and all, right? So morality is somehow has this connotation of somebody forcefully imposing on you, right? But Shila is not morality. Shila is ethical conduct, some ethic, right? Some values, your own values, your own life values, your own ground for you, your own principle, basically. So even though it's in the beginning, it looks a bit difficult. It looks a bit like you are giving up your freedom. I mean, it is so in some way, because you have to give up some of your own old habit, which you were following and which you think is great, is helpful, is for happiness. But now that you need to shift your perspective, you need to go something new. So it's a big struggle in the beginning, and it's difficult that way. But ultimately, you see, it's taking you toward freedom, at least joy. If not the higher freedom, at least the joy. Just stay with the joy at least. If not bliss and rapture and samadhi or freedom, knowing all the deeper kind of knowledge and vision. But at least the joy part, you get the joy. At least you get the joy. Even existential joy, right? In your, you can say, normal day-to-day joy. Right? Even if you don't want the ultimate freedom or whatever, but at least the joy you get. Just for the sake of joy, please. So I think, so that way you are more joyful, right? But if you are not following Shila, you do whatever you want, you don't have any value, principle for yourself, then you are actually not free, right? You are basically bound by your own inner negativity, inner kind of bondages, right? Cage, you can call it a cage. It's a cage, C-A-G-E, cage. It's a cage for yourself. So that's something we need to see, we need to follow, and you can see that these are more of your own way of life, right? It's not so much like a custom, it's not like a morality, it's not like a traditional thing, it's way of life, right? It is very much applicable in our day-to-day life, even in the modern time. right? It's not about imposing some kind of a custom, some kind of tradition, some kind of morality on you, but it's just that you are taking something on yourself. You're basically taking the charge of your own self. You're taking the responsibility of your own joy, right? So therefore, Shila is very important. Ethical conduct is very, very important. It is the base, right? So this is my some Dhamma for you to reflect upon this week, Monday to Saturday. Till by Saturday you may forget and come to listen to the new talk, because we have these days less memory in today's time, so you will maybe forget. So this is a reflection at least for you, and try to see how it works. You see how it works for you, right? Does it really give you joy once you are good with Shila, the 5 Shila, the 4 kinds of Shila, the duties, as a Shila, as a duty, like that. So all of these thing you can see and practice and see for yourself. So I conclude here. May you all be happy, healthy, peaceful and joyful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.